Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a pretty fascinating truth about why your chronic mental exhaustion isn't actually coming from what you do, but rather from how you think. If you've ever felt like your brain is just constantly running on fumes, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to explore how you can literally rewire your brain for clarity and peace. And the best part, we're not going to do it through sheer willpower, but through tiny, strategic daily repetitions. So let's kick things off with a surprisingly heavy question. Why are you always mentally exhausted? I mean, most of us wake up already feeling like we're behind, right? We carry this endless pressure, this constant overthinking, and this heavy feeling of overwhelm throughout our entire day. It's incredibly frustrating. And the natural assumption we make is that we just have way too much on our plates. We blame our calendars, our bosses, our responsibilities. But what if that assumption is completely backwards? See, we usually point the finger at massive external pressures, the crushing workload. But the truth is actually a lot quieter. Our deepest stress really stems from invisible habits. We're talking about internal mental patterns that we repeat thousands of times. Have you ever caught yourself just staring blankly at your inbox, feeling completely drained before you've even typed a single word? Yeah, that's exactly what this is. These are invisible patterns that slowly siphon your energy and convince you that life has to feel harder than it actually is. And honestly, the most dangerous part about them is that you don't even notice them anymore. You're just living inside them. Okay, so to fix this, we need a game plan. Here is our roadmap for today. Number 1, the root problem. 2, building trust through action. 3, shifting mental focus. 4, guarding your daily energy. 5, true consistency. And finally, number 6, building a new identity. Let's get right into it. Section 1, the root problem, a mind that never stops. Before we can even think about changing our habits, we've really got to understand why they hold so much power over our daily lives. The absolute crucial point here is neuroplasticity. Basically, your brain is constantly adapting. Every single thought you repeat simply becomes easier to think again tomorrow. Every behavior you rehearse becomes structurally stronger. This means your daily life, your tiny moment-to-moment reactions, is constantly teaching your brain what kind of person to become. If you rehearse stress every day, your brain gets highly efficient at being stressed. But hey, the amazing news here is that the exact opposite is also true. Small positive changes can create massive compounding results over time. We just need to start training your mind in a new direction. Section 2, building trust through action. So now that we know how the brain adapts to repetition, let's look at how we can build profound trust with ourselves through actual physical momentum. I absolutely love this quote. Confidence doesn't come from success. Confidence comes from evidence. It completely flips how we normally think about self-esteem. We usually think, oh, I need to achieve something massive to finally feel confident. But no, confidence actually comes from evidence. Think about it. Every time you tell yourself you're going to do something and then you don't do it, your brain quietly learns that your own words cannot be trusted. To fix this, you literally have to keep tiny promises to yourself. Drink that glass of water. Read just one page of a book. Take a short 5-minute walk. The size of the action doesn't matter at all. The consistency does. You're building undeniable psychological evidence that you can be trusted. Another vital action is daily completions. Just think about why you feel mentally exhausted right now. Doesn't your life kind of feel entirely unfinished? Unanswered text messages, ongoing projects at work, unresolved thoughts spinning in your head? The human brain absolutely craves closure, so you have to intentionally give it closure. Pick a tiny task, like, say, organizing a single junk drawer, and fully complete it. These tiny completions create immediate psychological momentum, and that momentum is exactly what generates genuine motivation to keep going. Now, this next action involves micro habits that actually build your self-image over time. The goal is super simple. Leave things slightly better than you found them. I know, it sounds almost too basic, right? Returning a stray shopping cart to the rack, wiping down the kitchen counter, quickly making your bed. But what you're actually doing here is gently training your mind for responsibility, completely without the crushing pressure of some massive life project. Over time, your brain begins to literally see itself as capable, useful, and proactive. We also need to talk about the distinct difference between consumers and creators. See, consumption often feels productive because you're taking in all this new information, but information alone doesn't actually change your brain. Stepping out of passive information consumption and stepping into active creation physically engages your brain in a totally different way. And you don't have to paint a masterpiece. Just write something down, build a little model, or solve a puzzle. Consumers passively observe life, but creators actively participate in it. Your brain thrives when it actually feels involved. Section 3. Shifting mental focus. All right, so our actions give us momentum, but now we really need to change where we direct our internal spotlight. We've got to train ourselves to face our thoughts head on. First up, notice when you're scanning for problems that don't actually exist. Our minds love to play the what if something bad happens next game. We brace for future stress, which just ruins the peace of the present moment. Second, when discomfort inevitably arises, you have to stop instantly escaping to your phone. Every single time you grab a distraction, you're teaching your brain that uncomfortable thoughts are highly dangerous. Practice just sitting there. Observe your thoughts without reacting to them, fixing them, or fighting them. The more comfortable you get with your own mind, the less power anxiety is going to have over you. Shifting your focus like this changes absolutely everything. We have to completely replace toxic comparison with genuine curiosity. Look, there is always going to be someone younger, smarter, or more successful out there. If you measure your worth against them, you are never going to feel like you're enough. But if you shift your focus and ask, hey, what can I actually learn from them? You change the whole dynamic. Comparison shrinks your world and creates deep suffering. Curiosity, on the other hand, expands your world and creates immediate growth. Section 4. Guarding your daily energy. You absolutely have to establish firm boundaries around your most precious resource, your energy. Your morning and evening habits actually function as a pair to protect this bandwidth. In the morning, you must protect the first few minutes of your day. Do not hand your fresh brain over to emails, the news, or someone else's emergencies. Start with your own attention. Then, at night, you need an evening ritual to formally signal to your brain that today is officially complete. Write down tomorrow's priorities, reflect on just one good thing that happened, and give yourself permission to close the chapter. Protecting your waking minutes and intentionally closing out your night perfectly bookends your day with peace. Section 5. True consistency. Now, this concept right here, this is the ultimate key to making all of these changes stick long-term. Real consistency is not an unbroken streak of perfection. Everyone loses focus. Everyone has a bad day or falls off track sometimes. The real difference between success and failure isn't perfection. It is the resilient act of always returning. We need to completely reframe consistency away from perfect streaks. You just need to become the person who always returns to the habits that serve you again and again. That quiet return on a totally ordinary day when nobody is watching is where the real neurological transformation actually happens. Section 6. Building a new identity. So how do all these small repetitions culminate into a totally new identity? Well, it all comes down to a single, incredibly powerful number. 1. The truth is, you don't need immense willpower to do everything we just talked about all at once. In fact, trying to overhaul your entire routine today would probably just lead to way more mental exhaustion. You don't need a whole new life right this second. You just need to pick exactly one habit to focus on. One repeated action becomes a new routine. That one routine slowly becomes a new identity. And that one new identity can completely alter the trajectory of your life. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to spark your own transformation. Ask yourself honestly right now, which invisible pattern are you going to change today? Remember, it's not the heavy lifting that's going to set you free, it's the small daily repetitions. Choose one, start today, and start rewiring your mind for the peace you absolutely deserve.